let's bring Amanda in right now. Amanda, good to see you.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, the signal's breaking up a little bit, but I can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. So you can hear me, and if you got to let me go, let me know, but the signal's breaking up, but I can see you still. So you are in mid-Michigan. Yep. You contacted me about an issue. I get contacted all the time by people about bullying, and I don't want to name any names, but your daughter is experiencing bullying, you say. What's going on?
She has been having issues with a group of girls at school. She has had milk cartons, full milk cartons thrown at her face. She has had water bottles thrown at her, and I mean like, reusable water bottles, circle water bottles. She has currently dealing with cyberbullying, and
let me stop you with the cyberbullying. What did you say about something with TikTok or Instagram? They created an account, or what happened?
TikTok. These girls created a TikTok page. I'm not going to say the name of the TikTok page just because
don't say any names of anybody.
Right. Okay. And I took, when it was brought to my attention, I looked at it, and they accused my daughter of certain things, and I commented on the one video, and I said, if you're going to accuse her of these things, I would like the proof, so I can deal with it accordingly. Nothing was gotten done. In fact, they made 2 other TikTok videos, another one of my daughter and one of me. And I took it to the school, and I talked to the school about it, because these videos and pictures were being taken of my daughter during school hours. And I said, this is being done while my child is being entrusted in your care. And the principal, and I quote her exact words, "Well, that's just not about your daughter. That Facebook or that TikTok page is not just about your daughter. And that's just about the tea that goes on in the school." And then she proceeded to tell me she's known about this TikTok page for 2 years. So you mean to tell me you've known about cyberbullying for 2 years, and yet you're not doing anything to help solve this issue?
So I don't know if you've seen the movie Mean Girls, but that movie, they have like a book where they talk bad about people. So this is basically like the new version, but it's digital. There's a TikTok account, you say, that's basically like going after students they don't like, or other girls, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're getting video of your daughter during the school day and putting it up. How did they get video of you?
They went to my TikTok page and took a screenshot of one of my TikTok videos and made it with that.
And I'm assuming they're not very positive videos or nice things.
Absolutely not. One of the videos of my daughter is actually quite vulgar, where I have actually consulted with a good friend of mine who's in law enforcement, because it's ridiculous.
How long has it been going on?
This cyberbullying got brought to my attention, I'd say a little over two weeks ago, but she's had the issues with the bullies and things probably since last school year.
Okay. And I did talk to the school, and we can name the school because the superintendent did email me back. What's the name of the school district? Mount Morris?
Yes.
Mount Morris, Michigan. And for those of you who don't know, that's right near Flint, Michigan, and in between Flint and Clio, right in that area, the mid-Michigan. Now, the principal or the superintendent told me that, as I assume, it's very difficult with the cyberbullying, because it's not happening at school. You said you had a friend in law enforcement. Is there anything you can do outside of school? I don't know. Or maybe contact TikTok or.
I had people, flocked by tons and tons of people flock to TikTok to report this page, to have the videos taken down, to have the TikTok page taken down. As of right now, that's been unsuccessful. But it's out of hand.
So you would be one probably supportive of TikTok being deleted and taken down.
Definitely. I mean, if anything, not being allowed in schools at all. At all.
Yeah. What is the policy with the phones? Are they allowed to have phones like when they're walking around? How's that work?
They have their phones. They have their phones out in the open. I know in the elementary schools they're more strict about the cell phone policy. Middle school and high school, it just kind of, weans off, and they're extremely lenient.
Okay. So you went to the school, and did they, and you were saying you don't believe they helped at all?
No. Not at all.
Did you go in and like actually sit down and meet with them?
I went in 3 or 4 different times. The last time I went in, I had to sit down with the principal and the assistant principal. And then I was told that my daughter could have regular check-ins with the school social worker.
Okay.
And that they couldn't do anything until they knew who was exactly behind the TikTok page. And then we got that information and I passed it along. And because the children said, no, it's not me.
And yeah, and to give credit, for the schools, they don't have like a power of police. They can't, because it's outside of the school. And I want to put it up on the screen. The superintendent, who I give credit to, she actually, wrote me back. Many school districts would just ignore me and not even answer my question. So I do give her credit with that. She wrote me, hold on, let me put it up on the screen. She said, I will tell you that the middle school staff, principal, and counselor in particular, they've been highly involved with your child in trying to help to resolve the situation. So that's what she said. But you're saying that there needs to be more done?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
What can they do, or what would you suggest if you were superintendent? What would you do?
I would have definitely called the parents of these children in and said, look, we can do this one of 2 ways. You can either go through their phones, or, they can be, suspended or kicked out of school, because this is just ridiculous. I mean, yeah.
Do you know if they've done that, or maybe they didn't tell you, or you don't know?
To my knowledge, as of right now, it has not, the parents have not been notified of this at all.
Okay. And we don't know what the parents are like either, because I would not want to be an administrator or a principal or a teacher, because there's many parents that their morals are not even great or good people.
Yep.
So you're not the only one. I'm live on Facebook now, and some said they feel so sorry that this is going, but parents are happening across schools. Why did you decide to contact me? Is it to try to just make light of this, that it's happening? Because people sometimes don't know about it.
To bring it to light, to get more awareness to it, and the mom and me, in hopes that this would, basically, light a fire under the butts on the people that are, in charge, the principal, the superintendent, the school resource officer. Mount Morris has already had suicides this year because of bullying.
Yeah, and I can't confirm that. I don't know that to be the case. I know there was a situation. What I want to get just an overall issue. Like, I don't want to pick on that school district, because it's happening in every school district. I'm getting messages, and there's so many parents or so many teachers and so many administrators. I'm 49 years old. When I was a kid, I didn't have the internet. I didn't have Instagram. Yeah. How much more has that made it trouble for kids and their mental health?
It has made it absolutely horrible, especially since COVID, and all these kids are flocking to the internet to, I guess you could say, be creative, for lack of better terms, with the internet and getting, their energy out, I guess. But social media has made it 10 times worse.
Yeah. And is it something you think that needs to be addressed more? Because they talk about, drugs, and that's serious, but many people, many children are committing suicide across this country because of social media.
Yep.
How's your daughter doing? Is she able to, I mean, obviously she's with us and that's good. Are you able to talk to her, and how's she doing?
I am able to talk to her. My daughter takes the phone to school. She knows it is for emergencies only, only if something happens, but I am messaging my daughter multiple times throughout the day. How is it going? Has anything happened today? How are you feeling? Things like that, because I absolutely refuse to let my child become the next statistic.
Yeah, and I'm putting a comment on the screen. I don't know if you can see it or not, but someone says, Cindy says it needs to be addressed at home. Kids can be cruel. Why? I don't know. Maybe the parents are bullies. And that's and we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And I bring this up. Michigan and across the country has seen so many parents either go to a private school, a charter school, or even homeschool. Do you see why now parents are trying to get other options?
Yep.
How she's a teenager, right?
Yes.
What do you tell her? I mean, how does she keep doing? How's she surviving? She sounds like she's, tough to be able to keep going to school and dealing with this. Not easy.
It is not easy. It took me almost a solid week to get her to be able to basically come out of her room and leave the house to go to school. And even then, that was with me telling her, okay, the first thing something happens, you call me, and I'm leaving my classroom immediately to come and get you.
Yeah. Like I want to say that this is not unusual. Did you tell me earlier that before we started the show, that there were some kids that you think that did get like a suspension or something?
One of the girls that threw the water bottle at my daughter's face, and not just, a disposable water bottle, like a circle water bottle with a flavor cartridge, threw it at my daughter's face. She got an in-school suspension, but was still allowed to participate in a school field trip.
Okay. So the punishment is not working. You're saying it's not hitting the kids.
Correct.
Okay. What's your message to not just that school, but all the schools? What can they do? I mean, I don't have the answer.
As a parent, as somebody who works in the education field myself, have assemblies on these things, have discussions, sit down with your classrooms, try to figure out, get to the root of this issue. If you think back, this is why a lot of, and I hate to say it, but this is why a lot of school shootings happen, is because these kids feel like it is the last resort. If you go back to one of the worst ones in history, Columbine, the first person that was shot and killed, Rachel Joy Scott. I urge all of the schools out there, whether it be elementary, junior high, high school, there is a program by her family, by Rachel's family, called Rachel's Challenge.
Okay.
Get a hold of that group. Do that. Have them come to your school. I listened to that when I was in my senior high school, and it has stuck with me. And the motto of that is one simple act of kindness, and you just might start a chain reaction.
I'm going to reach out to them and have them on. I'd have them on my show. I have the website up here right now, but because you mentioned that, I'm going to reach out to them and see if they will talk to me. And I don't know, that school district may have things on bullying and so forth. But what you're telling me is this program here, this is different from your average. This is like real.
Yes. Yes.
Because their daughter was shot and killed because of a situation. Yeah.
Rachel Scott was actually the first person that was shot and killed in the Columbine massacre.
And that's what started it. Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put this link out for people as well. And what about, last thing I'll ask you, parents. You know, I have 2 children. I realize they're not perfect. No one's perfect. But do you think there's some parents think their kids are angels and they don't want to see that kids can be bad? If my kid does something bad, I'm going to discipline my kid.
Yeah, same here. I mean, my daughter that's dealing with this academically, she is not the best student at all. I mean, her grades went, and it shows from when the bullying started. Her grades went from A's and B's down to 1C, D's, and E's. And I got her report card in the mail, and it said she, easily distracted, make better use of time. I went up there into the school, took her phone, and said, until you can bring these up, you're not getting it back, and you're grounded. And then, I dealt with her appropriately at home. But there's parents out there, oh, my kid didn't do that. Oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay.
No, you're right. Last thing I'm going to put on the screen, Christina wrote on here, they could have an assembly with parents of children who committed suicide. I don't know if the parents would do it, but that, to me, that would hit home. I don't know if I could do that as a parent, but I think so that's the message then. More needs to be done.
Yes.
Okay. Well, hopefully by doing this, something positive happens. I'm going to reach out to the Rachel's Challenge people and have them on. See if they'll do it. And I will play for them what you just said. And I will let them know, the school district, if they want to come there, I'll give them all the information. But my prayers go out to you, your daughter, and everyone who's experiencing this, because something needs to happen. And especially with the social media, that's made it just worse.
Yes. I look at this issue. I look at this issue as like a cyber pandemic, because essentially that's what it is. It's getting out of hand.
And times were easier when I was younger, when you were younger, you left school, when you left school, you were done with the kids. Really, you didn't have to deal with it. But now it's 24/7. The phone is always dinging and messaging and. God. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go. I know you gotta do something, but thank you so much. And my goal in doing this is just getting a solution for everybody. And I appreciate you for being brave enough to speak out.
Thank you.